What's up out there in football land? It's your girl, Sonia Anderson, with another edition of All Things Football from a lady's perspective. Go ahead and subscribe so you too will be in the know when All Things Football from a lady's perspective has their newest uploaded video. Today is Monday, February 5th, 2018. One day past the Super Bowl, one day past my birthday. Thanks to all of you who have wished me a happy birthday in various social media outlets, as well as those of you who continue to follow our channel from a lady's point of view. Gents, if you're continuing to tune in, please share this channel amongst all of your female family and friends. And remember, it's not just catered to one team, but all the teams in the NFL. Today, we got a lot of news to get into, so let's get started. First things first, let's go ahead and express some condolences to the family of Edwin Jackson, Indianapolis Colts player who was killed tragically yesterday morning by a DUI driver. Apparently, Jackson was riding with another person in the vehicle known as Jeffrey Monroe when Jackson himself began feeling ill. The two pulled over to the side of the highway, I-70, in Indiana, and a DUI driver hit the car that was parked on a shoulder. The driver was Alex Gonzalez. He was DUI allegedly. He hit the car and it killed both of the gentlemen. Now, both of the gentlemen were on I-70, and ironically, one of the state troopers who was responding to that incident also ran over one of the bodies. We send our sincerest condolences to the family of Mr. Jackson as well as Mr. Monroe. Now, reports are stating out of Colts Nation that Jackson was affectionate throughout the locker room. He was a favorite. He was always smiling, always keeping everyone happy. Our hearts are truly broken for that team as well as his family, friends, and colleagues. Our deepest condolences to both families. Now, breaking news out of the NFL, according to Bleacher Report at 3:04, Matt Patricia, former defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, has now assumed and accepted the head coaching position with the Detroit Lions. Congratulations to Mr. Patricia. And that's all we have right now on that. We'll follow up later. But as you know, he's the former defensive coordinator for New England. And after last night's little show, he probably would have been looking for a new job anyway. But congrats to you, Mr. Patricia, and on to the next story. Now, we're going to talk about our Super Bowl in just a minute, but let's roll it on back to the NFL honors that were held on Saturday, February 3rd. It also talks about Hall of Famers. Those persons were announced that will be inducted in Canton, Ohio on August 4th, 2018. Hall of Famers are going to be Ray Lewis, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Brian Urlacher, Brian Dawkins, who we saw present the Lombardi last night to his Eagles, who he spent 16 years with, as well as Bobby Beater, Robert Brazile, and Jerry Kramer. Now, Kramer and Brazile have waited quite a spell, as well as Terrell Owens. Now, Terrell Owens waited 3 classes, but we don't know if he's going to go in as with the 49ers, Eagles, or Cowboys, but definitely a game changer. Randy Moss, one of the most respected guys, even in this era, because Randy is full of personality and definitely a changer on the streets in the football league. Now, Randy Moss, as a Vikings, had 17 touchdowns just as a rookie, 1,395 yards, and scored 13 times in just his first 6 seasons. Now, as a Patriot, when he went on over to New England, he electrified Brady's offense by scoring 23 touchdowns in one season, and that was in 2007. Ray Lewis, Baltimore Ravens. We know how Ray do, and he's the middle linebacker, defensive player of the year twice, Super Bowl MVP in 2000, and All-Pro 7 times. Now, Brian Urlacher started up that Tampa 2 defense and then left one up out of there as a Chicago Bears. Now, he got that All-Pro nod 5 times. Congrats to all 3 of those and all 8 as a total. Now, real quick, OBJ. Y'all check out that little commercial he did yesterday. Him and Eli with a little split lift, little ballerina dance going down. Really funny. Super Bowl always comes up with the funniest commercials, and yesterday did not disappoint. That one and the Alexa one was my two favorites by Amazon. Shout out to Amazon. Amazon Prime member here. Love y'all. Okay, OBJ is trying to finalize his contract. He's asking for more money, y'all. Now, he wants $20 million, which is exactly what Alex Smith is going to be owed when he leaves Kansas City and goes to the Redskins. He wants $3 million more than what Antonio Brown is currently making. Now, co-owner John Mora of the Giants said it's going to be dealt with. It's going to be handled, OBJ. Just, cool your jets. We're going to talk about it. But right now, OBJ is going to have to deal with that meshing of that new head coach and Pat Schumer. We're going to follow up on that and see how that goes down as well. Now, let's get into some NFL honors that were announced. Let's see, how do we want to start this here? The MVP went to, as usual, Tom Brady. 4,577 yards of the season. 32 touchdowns. Do it, Tom. That's why he's known as the GOAT. In 2007, 2010, and now 2017, Brady is now a 3-time MVP. But guess what? He broke another record. He's now the only player over 40 to ever get the MVP in any sports team in history. That's NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, the only player over 40 to get MVP. Congrats to you, Tom. You did a daggone thing. Now, runners up in that division for MVP went to Todd Gurley and Carson Wentz. Now, the offensive player of the year went to Todd Gurley of the Rams. 1,305 yards, 2,093 of those yards from the line of scrimmage. Go ahead. Rams number 1 in NFL scoring, led by Todd Gurley. Big turnaround. 19 touchdowns for the year. Defensive player of the year went to Aaron Donald of the Rams. 4th year defensive tackle. 3rd Pro Bowl nomination. Now, Gurley and Donald become the first teammates since Ravens' Ray Lewis and Jamal Lewis back in 2003 to be a dynamic duo for the same team. Offensive Rookie of the Year, you don't even need to be surprised. You know who it is. Saints, Alvin Kamara. Yes, he is a beast. Kamara played more time as a professional in his first year than he did in Tennessee as a college athlete. 728 yards rushing, plus 826 yards receiving, over 81 catches for the season, averaging 97 yards per game from scrimmage, 14 touchdowns, including that 106-yard kickoff return that he ran back. He's a beast. He's going to stay a beast. Atlanta native, Alvin Kamara, New Orleans Saints. Now, the runners-up for that division, Offensive Rookie of the Year, went to Kareem Hunt from the Chiefs and Deshaun Watson. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Marshawn Lattimore. Where are you from, y'all? Saints. Intercepted 5 passes. First-year rookie out of Ohio State. Leader of that whole defensive turnaround for New Orleans. Beast. Marshawn Lattimore teams up Alvin Kamara. Dynamic duo once again. Now, the Coach of the Year went to Sean McVay. Sean McVay was hired as the Rams coach just a few days short of his 31st birthday, making him the youngest NFL coach in history. And he turned around that Rams team, who had only won 4 games in 2016. They went on to win the NFC West 11-5. Now, y'all know I'll be having my notes. Runners up for that division went to, for Coach of the Year, went to Mike Zimmer from Minnesota, Doug Marrone from Jacksonville, and Doug Peterson from Philadelphia. And of course, Belichick from New England. All runners up for Coach of the Year. Assistant Coach of the Year went to Pat Schumer, who is now the new head coach for the New York Giants. Vikings former assistant coach Pat Schumer went on to turn them around and win the NFC North title. So congrats to him. Now, runners up for that part were Keenan Allen from the Chargers. Oh, my bad. Keenan Allen was the comeback player of the year. After having all these injuries he had going on, he came up with 102 catches and averaged 1,393 yards. Welcome back, Keenan Allen, to the NFL. Now, the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the year, which were voted on by the fans, went to Carson Wentz, who had 33 touchdowns in 13 games. Count them, 33. Todd Gurley was also a FedEx Ground Player of the Year, runner-up. Sportsmanship Award went to Luke Kuechly, and y'all know he's a beast, but he's also a team's player. Players love him, and we love Luke. Celebration of the Year went to the Eagles for their touchdown little choreograph. Now, we need to stay tuned because they always come up with the nicest stuff, and I think they're the ones came up with the little bowling ball thing where they lined up, rolled the ball and then fell back. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, yeah, by the way, my shirt does say it's my birthday, just in case y'all wanted to know. All right. Clutch Player of the Year went to another Saints legend, Drew Brees. Drew Brees had 72% completion of his passes for this year, and he led the Saints to the NFC South with 11 wins. Now, Player of the Year, Bridgestone Play of the Year. Excuse me, not player, but Play of the Year. I'll give y'all 1 second to guess it. Stephon Diggs, when they eliminated those Saints, baby, on that catch that everybody kept running back. I know everybody was rewinding their VCRs or DVDs or whatever y'all got. Like, did that just happen? I had to pause it myself. Like, did that really just happen? Now, other awards, the Deacon Jones Award went to Chandler Jones, who led the NFL with 17 sacks. The Salute to Service Award went to Andre Roberts from the Atlanta Falcons. The Greatness on the Road Award went to Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans. And the Offensive Line of the Year went to our Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Don Shula NFL High School Coach of the Year Award went to Rob Garrett out of Crenshaw High in LA, California. So congratulations to him as well. Now we're going to get into this Super Bowl news that I was telling y'all about. Woo! Some of y'all predicted it. The Eagles did what no other bird can do. Case in point, the 2016 Super Bowl against another bird team that did not, fare out so good. Congratulations, Philadelphia Eagles, on winning your first Super Bowl and joining those other NFC East Division rivals that have rings as well. Giants, Cowboys, Redskins. Now y'all up there with them. Now, Super Bowl was pretty decent. Justin Timberlake performed, and yes, he did an ode to Prince, just like I told y'all he probably would. It was very emotional because, as y'all know, Prince is from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and no doubt in my mind he would have been performing had he been alive, but sadly, Prince met an untimely death in 2016, overdosing accidentally on prescription drugs. So, rest in peace to him. I'm sure if heaven knows and heaven smiles, Prince was smiling. Now, Brandon Cooks left that game during the first quarter with a head injury, never to return. And so some are saying that's what actually happened, that the Eagles were able to advance. But let me keep it real with y'all. The Eagles wanted this. The entire game, they wanted it. And they did what no other team has been able to do in the Super Bowl except for the New York Giants when it comes to the New England Patriots. And that is stay in the game. Play all 4 quarters, especially that fourth quarter, because y'all know Tom Brady is a fourth quarter quarterback. And he almost came back on him, and they even took 1 lead change. But the Eagles wanted it. Congratulations to Nick Foles. Now, let me tell y'all something about Nick. I read a couple of weeks ago that Nick was thinking about going to seminary school because his father's a minister. And that had he been dropped again from another team, he was going to pursue ministry work. Now, one thing about it, God will give you your platform. And clearly last night, Nick, you got yours. Doug Peterson was up there thanking God. All your players, Kelsey, thanking God. I personally have never seen any NFL Super Bowl team, maybe 1 or 2 players thank God, but not the coach. They weren't thanking God. So Nick has done his job. He can go out with a bang. Now, the rumors were that win or lose, that, they're wanting Carson Wentz back. They're ready for him, and that's all fine and dandy. But somebody out there need to be picking up Nick Foles then. Don't let him go back to just, back to the back scenes, behind the scenes or nothing. Y'all pick him up. Did y'all see? It's got to be very, very hard for the Eagles, who were ranked number 1 the entire season, but every game they went into, everybody had them as underdogs. They played Atlanta in Philadelphia in the playoffs. Atlanta was ranked number 6. They underranked the Eagles. Had the Eagles as underdogs in their own city. How disrespectful is that? So they had to play against the media, against the other fans, and against the other team to claim their stake. I'm very proud that the Eagles were able to pull it off. I'm very proud that they hushed up all these naysayers. Now, Carson Wentz got hurt December 10th, 2017. Up until that point, yes, they were number 1. But Nick Foles becomes the 10th backup quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So, congrats for keeping y'all where y'all was supposed to be and getting the ultimate jewelry, that Super Bowl ring, Super Bowl 52. Eagles win it 41-35. Now, Doug Peterson was quoted as saying, an individual can make a difference, but a team makes a miracle. I am so very happy for the Philadelphia Eagles. And for you who were rooting for New England, my condolences. Guess what? After yesterday, everybody's back 0-0. The season just started over. So maybe next season, when Super Bowl is going to be held in Atlanta, Georgia, my city where I live, even though I'm a Panthers fan because I'm from Carolina, we'll see who can make it there. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Let's see. Anything else I'm supposed to tell y'all? Oh, almost forgot. Now, this team overcame insurmountable injuries. And I told y'all about how they were always downplayed. Let's look at the stats. Leaders of yesterday's game. Nick Foles had 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and completed 28 out of 43 passes. Clement, the running back, had 108 yards and 1 touchdown. And Legarius Blunt, running back, 14 attempts, 90 yards, 1 touchdown. Now the play has got to come with that trick play that Nick Foles himself made, that little touchdown where he ran up in the end zone. Beautiful. By the way, Tom Brady and his squad had attempted the same play, but Tom dropped the pass. Wow. Speaking of Tom, let's look at their numbers. Tom Brady, 505 yards, 3 touchdowns, 28 out of 48 passes. Gronkowski, 116 yards, 9 receptions, 2 touchdowns. And Chris Hogan, 128 yards, 6 receptions, 1 touchdown. Now, Amendola was targeted a couple times, but we didn't see him get all them yards. First Super Bowl ever with over 1,320 yards total for the game. That's going to do it for this episode of All Things Football from a lady's perspective. But let me go ahead and finalize with this little faith note. Yesterday was my birthday, as I told you all, and I was a little bummed out about, having this recent foot surgery that I'm still healing from. It's crippled, our plans where we were planning to travel and things like that. But I had a great day. My husband made sure that we kept it local. I kept my scooter, and I was able to do worship, breakfast, lunch, and the movies, and spend quality time with my husband, the one I love. So let me just close out by saying this. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter about where you go, what you spend, what you buy, or what gifts you get. Today is your gift. That's why it's called the present. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. God bless. Until next time.